Oh boy. They're crazy, all right.
Yep, they are. Okay, so it is 3:30. We'll go ahead and get started. One thing that I want to take off of the agenda because we are not moving forward this week as we thought we were going to with the Damon Point erosion. We don't have plans ready yet, and we are still working with the Corps of Army Engineers. So I just want to go ahead and take
Did
that.
we get our sand drop?
No, we do not have, we don't know exactly what we're doing with the sand berm, where it's going to be placed and how much we're going to be using. We went from about 6,000 tons to 1,500 maybe tons. So now we're down to like 1,500, and I don't know if it's going to shrink more or change shape or stay as it is based on Corps Army Engineers' comments. So we're waiting to hear back on that.
And you're also doing the cost saving measures, right? By
Yes.
putting it out, so I don't want to discuss that piece.
No.
No?
I don't, because that could change
Okay,
as well. But yeah, I mean. as
we're
far-
looking to save money.
We are, yeah. I mean, at this point in time, we're saving as much money as we possibly can. Which we will
Excuse
be.
me. We can't hear anything online.
Lisa can hear you. I don't.
Lisa Harris.
Absolutely, coming in loud and clear.
Loud and clear here too.
Yeah,
You hear us, Don?
maybe,
Hers
Vita.
says no audio on it.
Oh, yeah, hers does say no audio.
Okay, Vita, if you go to that little microphone button and go to select speaker,
No, because I don't think she can hear us, so we have to type it in the comment box if that's. Now it popped up. Now do you hear us, Vita? Now her name popped up. Or no?
Dawn spoke to you, so he can hear you.
John said he heard it. I thought like, it's her.
It should be good now. She just is muted is all.
it's recording though, so do you want to keep going?
Sure. We got the radio tower permit for the Copalis Beach location from the county, which is awesome. Marty picked it up in Montesano, so we literally have it in hand. He has a copy to take up to the site, and I have a copy as well, a hard copy, and then I'll get it in the files as well electronically. And we are looking to start that project the first or second week of December. The contractor said that they will be available for that. And they said originally it was a 1-day install, which I always add like a week to a project. Since it's a 1-day install, I would add a day or two to that. Not a week or two, but I would say it's probably a 2 to 3 day install per location, and we will have them do that tower first, since we're paying the lease on it. That makes sense. The electrical work is done on that radio tower. There's a couple other electrical pieces that Marty and Butch will be putting in, and PUD's been up there, it's ready to go. They'll just be able to flip the breaker. And the Mountain to Coast is the surveyor, and they are going to be lined up and ready to go with the contractor so that they can get the directional piece of the antenna all set so that it can be ready to go. And I told Marty that he and I together will work to have that happen as best as possible when the contractor is still up there, so the contractor doesn't have to make a second trip.
So what I'm hearing is that the new high power radio will be operational by mid-December.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Lisa, any questions?
No, I don't have any questions, and thank you about the audio. I don't know what went wrong on my end. Thank you so much.
Fresh Waterways Master Plan RFQ has gone out. It is due back on 12/14. And it was posted in the Daily World. It was posted on VXWA and SJC. So we are doing a very broad audience for that. And then we also chose 2 vendors off our roster, Anchor QEA, who has already been through our IABMP, as well as I believe I can't remember the other one and I didn't write it down, so I don't wanna say who it is because I think who's in my head is wrong. But we did send it to somebody else on our roster as well, that does specifically fresh waterways, master plans and lake shed and management plans, specifically. So
That's out for bid.
that is out for an RFQ, so they'll send qualifications in to narrow it down for a statement of qualifications specifically for our lake shed and waterways, and then it'll come in and we will do evaluations. I'll bring it to the Fresh Waterways Committee, we'll do evaluations, you'll obviously be invited to that to do evaluations, and Scott will be included in that, and then we'll decide who we like the best, and then we'll start doing negotiations with that company, and then we'll get to go forward and write our master plan.
So effectively, the city can't contract, work on the waterways until this master plan has been completed.
No, we can, the IABMP is what allowed us to get the permits to be able to do the weed treatment.
Okay,
So that we were able to do with the IABMP. This master plan is gonna be like a year and a half in the making, from what I understand. It's not something that's gonna be done overnight. So once we get that person on board, we'll have a better understanding for process and how long it's gonna take, what they need from us. There's a lot of history in the files, which they'll have full access to all of that, and
so
I'll be here in person
this
a lot.
master plan is going to give us a roadmap about how we're going to address fixing the canals and lakes.
That'll be part of it, and then, also different options, and it'll help us apply for grants. That's really a big piece of it as well.
Okay, cool.
The water treatment plant, I talked a couple weeks ago about where the diffusers go down into the brown water ponds.
Couldn't get any divers.
I
No,
know,
they couldn't try.
I talked to like 3 different companies that do this, but still, they said no. They were not interested in bidding that, to go down and take a look, so we did receive 2 bids to have cranes come in, and Quig's bid $9,273, and Rogland's bid $5,564. So Rogland's will be pulling the diffusers up. The good thing about Rogland's doing it as well is that Rogland's are the ones that installed the diffusers. So they'll be here pulling them up. And if we find that there is an issue with the installation, we'll be having conversations. Okay, so we'll be moving forward with that. Jenny's working on the paperwork for the crane lift, and James and the wastewater crew will be able to, once they're up, they're gonna be able to look and evaluate and see what's wrong with them.
So
The
my,
hardest part's gonna be putting it back in.
my curiosity is I assume that these things are bolted down to the bottom some kind of way.
They're not bolted down at the bottom. They go to the bottom and rest on the bottom.
So they're just gravity.
Yeah, but they're not bolted at the bottom, and I think what happened based on what the issue is, so if there's the diffusers coming out this way and this way from the backside, some of them are geysering up. And I think that like this piece came off, and so it's allowing the air to just shoot out and geyser up.
Okay.
So this piece came off, so it's gonna come up, and a couple of these pieces are gonna be missing. We have the extra pieces, they can put the extra pieces on. So that's what I think they're going to find.
Okay, yeah, well, and
But we'll
we'll
see.
know when they get the crane and lift it out.
Exactly.
Because then, I'm just curious, after that, they would have to somehow drain all of that?
No. They say they can put it back in
Put it back down
with the
to the
water. That's gonna be the hardest part for them, is to get it back in.
Okay.
Because when they installed them, it was empty. But
Well,
they say
that was my point,
Yeah.
that if the crane fails, then the next alternative is to drain the tank so that they can get down there.
Yep, but that's not an option. They know they have to put them back in with the tank full.
Crane won't fail. If that one fails, you get another one.
No, it's just, it's not that the crane failing, it's getting it placed right, and, you know, I don't know exactly how those
Yeah.
diffusers. I don't picture what's the confusion.
They do have to go into the right place.
Yeah,
Yeah, you are right about that, but there isn't something that they have to hook into.
I'm
They
visualizing
have to,
dropping this big massive piece and it has to fit in this, well, you know, in this slot.
yeah, and there's not a post in the bottom, but it's on the top, and our crews are able to uninstall it on the top and then reinstall, like reattach it. Our crews can do all of that piece. So that's,
There's a block in motion and I need to know the details.
oh, well, no, you're more than welcome to come out and watch. I'm.
So I'm not gonna do this.
Little sidewalk supervisor.
Yeah, I was, anyway, long story, it's not taking time. I've been as close as I need to be to those kinds of operations.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
Exactly.
The convention center eaves, for Gray and Osborne to do the engineering piece for that. They'll write the specs and the scope of work and the bid package for that and work with the city through construction and closeout. Past council on Monday. Jenny is working on the paperwork with them for that. We expect that the bid will go out late winter, early spring, so that construction can be done when the weather is good this summer. For those.
So work should get done early spring.
It would be done early spring, and work will get done in the summer. You're welcome. And then it is identical information for the 3 million-gallon water tank. Council approved for Gray Osborne to write the scope of work and the specs for that. And they'll also work with the city through construction and closeout on that, and we will put that out to bid, same timeframe. Winter, early spring bids, and then do the work that one will most likely be late spring, early summer. They say it's a good time to drain the tank so that it can be coated on the inside and then refilled. And funny story about that one. The Clayton from the newspaper sent me a message today and said, can I come out and take a look at the 3 million-gallon water tank that you're going to relocate?
We're gonna put it on stuff to a burrow and.
I said, oh, no. I said, that's not what we're doing. I don't think there's much of a story for this. It'd be cheaper to build a new one and relocate, but I got a chuckle. So he's not coming out. But what questions do you guys have, or what
But this
info would you like?
this tank. It seems to me like when we took a tour a year, 2 years ago, that we talked about this work getting done.
Yeah.
It just seems like this is taking forever and I've lost track of how come it's taking this long to get here.
What I think, and Scott will correct me if I'm wrong, is that there's also structural work that needs to get done on it. And we applied for a grant that we didn't get to do structural work, and the goal was to have the structural work and the recoding done at the same time. But the recoding needs to get done,
Right.
and we didn't get the grant, so we're gonna go forward with the structural work because it's in the budget.
And I'm not sure if that was the grant
I
we
mean,
applied to make it
everybody-
seismically sound, because that was the grant.
It is.
that applied for
It is, yeah.
Seismically sound, and we were gonna combine the two, so then we make it seismically sound, then we recode it. That didn't happen, and there's a problem with the original bid that went out. I just can't remember if it just came in much higher.
For the recoding,
Yeah, that was, I don't know if that was the issue, but I mean, it is
It-
extremely
it
expensive,
might
it's
have been.
like $3 million.
1.875 is the estimate for the recoding.
It was beyond.
So we don't know that 1.87, that number could change, is what I'm hearing.
It could change, but we had it estimated again, and it's really close, it's the
Okay.
same, I mean, so.
Okay.
And I just have one question for the audience and for everyone else. On the Damon Plain erosion, is it safe for me to say no work will begin prior to December 6th? Is that now prior to?
If we have an emergency, it'll be go time if we have an
Only- so only if
emergency,
it's
one needs to be declared, but
Okay.
unless there's an emergency, I don't see it happening.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say absent an emergency, no work will be done prior to
Yeah.
December 6th. Yeah, just so people know.
I feel like there's no absolutes in this world.
Well, once you have multiple jurisdictions involved,
I know.
it becomes extremely complicated.
It does. Anything else?
I don't have anything.
Okay.
So, I don't have anything, that I can think of. Yeah, I don't have anything either.
Okay.
Lisa, just to make sure.
Sorry, nope, I was muted. No, I'm good. I just really do appreciate Becky. She's got all of our questions already answered before we even need to ask them. So that's been really helpful, and it's nice to get a breakdown on the projects because I know that was something we had lacked in before. So thank you, because it is very beneficial, especially when we're fielding questions.
Thank you, Lisa.
All right, short and sweet. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Sorry.